All right, I think we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies, girls and boys of all ages, welcome to another episode of Smash Times Lead Therapy, I guess. Um, I don't know. I think this is episode 48. 48? Yeah, man. I've done a few more than that, but just for just decided to keep a record. So this is like episode 48 of like the official show, if you could call it that. And tonight I have a guest. He was on once before, and I think he's probably he's definitely top two. Well, top three. Well, I don't want to upset any of the 2A voices. So I'm going to put him in the top three of the mix. But honestly, he's the only one I watch right now because his stuff is so current. And if you need to be informed, if it's not Jared, if it's not Armed Scholar, it's definitely Paul with Legally Armed. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Let's see the chat. Holy smokes. Randy Adams, what's up? Tennessee Tactical. Lee Fox, my man. All right. Now that the chat is rolling, let's bring in the one, the only Paul from Legally Armed America.
What's up, Mike?
Thank you so much for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime, man.
So I thought about you today.
Hang on. I got to stop you for a second. It seemed like I was falling down your list of top guys for a minute there pretty fast. You said top two, then maybe top three. I was like, all right. I felt like I was going lower and lower and lower on your list. So,
well, no, I don't.
I was glad you stopped at three, man.
Hey, Jared's a big dude, man.
No, I'm messing with you, man. You know I'm not like that.
Armed Scholar might be moving a few miles north of me. So
are you serious?
Yeah, I don't know if that's common knowledge, but he was dropping hints. He might be looking for. I mean, you got to, Paul. I mean, could you live in an oppressive state like California for more than a year?
No.
Like, what if they gave you, say, look, Paul, I'm going to give you $250,000 and buy you a house at the beach, but you can't take your guns with you.
So they were going to give me $250,000 and buy the house because I can't buy it with $250,000 over there.
Yeah, you'll get $250,000 a year plus a house, but you can't take any guns with you.
Yeah, I'm good here.
Oh man,
yeah, I like Louisiana. I would never, ever trade it for California. I'll never go back to California. I have no desire to go back to that state.
No, I mean I'm going in a week or two for a family thing.
But you got family there. I don't. See, I have no reason to go there.
I don't even want to go there. If they're watching, they're probably not watching. They're from California. But
right.
If they're watching, I really don't want to come visit y'all. But I will.
But no, anyway, I was messing with you though. And honestly, I'm not just saying that because you mentioned them. They know this. Jared and Anthony are my two favorite. They're my two top guys too. I reference them in a lot of my videos. I tell people that, hey, I'm not the only guy that does this type of content. Go check these two guys out also. Right. So they are definitely, they're friends, of course, but I became friends with them because I follow their stuff so much.
Yeah. And it's funny. I can watch Jared all day long. He's funny. I love that guy. Anthony, when I watch his channel, I get kind of depressed, man, because as a former California refugee myself, it's painful to know that they're going through all that bull crap on the West Coast. And, even going back now, I got a dilemma. What gun can I take with me to California? I don't have anything. Well, I got some 1911s that take 10 rounds. And then when you get there, you got to unload it, unload the magazine, unload the gun itself, make sure they're not touching each other physically in a bag, and that bag has to be locked in the trunk. That's going to suck. I'm going to make a video of me driving into California, legally taking my stuff and neutering myself, be defenseless in that city of savages.
Yeah, unbelievable, man.
I'm not looking forward to it. So what's new? I mean, you are killing it on your channel. Your content is going through the roof lately.
Well, I've had time to see a lot of us. I mean, and you know this, we all have other stuff that we do. So I, for so long, have been so busy. I am the state director for Gun Owners of America for the state of Louisiana. Of course, our session's over with. Our session ended on June 6th. So that helps a little bit too, because when you have gun bills and legislation and all that, when you work for a lobbying firm like that, you're constantly kind of on the clock. You're waiting because, I mean, they'll rewrite a bill and add amendments to it in the middle of the night. And the next day you find out about it. So you kind of stay on point. You don't book a whole lot of other stuff. Not that that was holding me back, so to speak, but I mean, let's face it. Here lately, we've had stuff to put content out on. Between Supreme Court, between the anti-gun bills that came out, all that kind of stuff. We've got just a plethora of content that we can put stuff out on right now, and I enjoy doing this just like a lot of other people do too. But I definitely feel like right now I'm devoting more time to it. I've actually not been to the range in a little bit, and I miss that because I have some guns. Actually, just a kind of a quick little spoiler, I talked to Palmetto State Armory today, and I have their Rock, which is their new 5.7.
Oh, yeah.
That's being shipped out tomorrow, and their new Dagger that's being shipped out tomorrow. So probably next week or the week after, I'll start doing a few more videos. I've got the new Kimber, whatever that Kimber striker fire it is that they just came out with. Yeah. That's sitting in my shop. And what's the an FN 509. I love FN firearms. Their 509 subcompact. I got it all. That was actually a personal purchase of my own there. But I've got just a ton of guns to go out there. But I'll be honest with you, I used to use my time this time of year from say May to maybe middle of July to do a lot of my outdoor filming. I mean, you're in Houston, you know what I'm talking about. It's so damn hot right now.
Yeah,
we've never had heat like this. I was telling somebody today, my pool water in my swimming pool, I have a chiller on my pool that I can turn on to chill my water down. I used to not use it until like the end of August, where my temperature in my pool water would get 92 to 94 degrees. It's been running for the last 2 weeks. We're flipping. 2 months ahead.
It's hot. It's hot. You noticed that last video I dropped. I dropped a video today on the GF5 from PSA, their AK-47. It was so hot and miserable. And I don't know if you could see it in my eyes. That was a very short video because I shot it like, dude, let's just shoot mag after mag after mag. 2 days, done. You know, it was so nasty.
Yeah.
But I thought about you today, Paul. No gay. But I thought about you today. I traded guns with somebody this morning. I traded a SIG MPX that I used. Mm-hmm. I put about 4,000 rounds through it, did a couple videos. Great gun. But I traded it for a CZ75, the green grip one, the race gun.
Okay.
Brand new in the case. Very even trade. But I thought about it. I was like, man, I watched your video on how they're trying to trap us with this new language about making a profit from a gun. And I was sitting there, and he pulled out a bill of sale, and I was like, well, we're doing a straight trade. So on the bill of sale, I wrote straight trade. But I don't even know if that would protect me,
I mean, somebody made a comment in the comment section of that video a while ago, I believe it was, that said, if the government's coming after you, the government's going to get you. So, I mean,
right.
I think all that does is what I mentioned in that video, but with the bill of sale and trying to put the proper wording in it or the updated wording in it, really is just for somebody who is not convinced whether or not you were doing something that was a little bit nefarious or something like that. I just don't see, again, if they're coming after you and you're on their radar screen and they're like, that guy needs to go down, you're going down. I just feel like there are things out there. Hey, if nothing else that gives us peace of mind and doing a transaction to where we feel better about it, then fine. My main reason why I do bills of sale whenever I swap a firearm or whatever is because I don't want something that I purchased. I'm not as worried about something that I sold because I feel like I don't have anything to prove if it gets used in a crime. Because if I didn't commit the crime, you cannot tie it to me. I don't care how. I mean, unless you took it straight from my hand with my fingerprints on it, went shot somebody and laid it at the crime scene, I'm not tied to that.
Don't be giving ideas out there now. Exactly. I hope my wife's not watching this.
Right.
Oh, he committed suicide. Oh, he did. I wasn't even home.
I'm mostly concerned with the guy who I buy a gun from. I don't know if it's stolen or not, or if I trade a gun or something like that. That's more my issue, where I can show like, hey, I'm not the one who stole this gun. I have a bill of sale here with this guy's driver's license or whatever. We can go talk to him if we need to. So if nothing else, it covers me on acquisitions, not necessarily sales of guns.
Yeah, because I was sitting in the car waiting for the guy to show up, and I'm like, man, And I was watching your video on the way there, and I'm like, God dang it, man, you're messing me up. So
Yeah.
I was like, it's a trap. I don't know. But I was like, it's a straight trade. So no money was exchanged, no profit, quote unquote. But you're right. They'll get you.
Yeah.
I did my gun safe video where I had all my guns out. And, I got a lot of comments like, oh, now the government knows what you have. I'm like, I do YouTube, man. I just saved the guy probably 12 hours of watching my videos. He already knows what I got.
That's right. And let's face it. I mean, the type of stuff that we're talking about with the bill of sale or whatever, that's a tack on charge. They're not coming after you for that. It's just that if you did something that they want to nail you for, that's an additional charge that they can say, well, we got you on this, this,
Right.
and this. And oh, by the way, you did this too. That's just something that you can kind of, if nothing else, maybe discount that additional charge that they put on you. Again, there's not a SWAT team kicking my door in because I made a private sale without and claim the profit on it or whatever.
Yeah. Well, let's go to the chat real quick and see who's in here. We got Lee Fox, Randy Adams, Hey Zeus, Mr. FNH, Bill Smith, Clyco. Oh man, dude. He has. I don't know what hat he buys and sells with his logo on it, but they are the most comfortable damn trucker hat you ever got. I bought 4 of them already.
No kidding.
He didn't give them to me free, Clay. You could drop me a free hat, but they are the most comfortable hat. I don't know. I'm gonna try and figure it out and steal them and just put my logo over his. Drop it like it's Scott. Here's another YouTuber from Florida. Josue, I just saw you today, buddy. What's going on? Shooting Gallery, New England. Fluffy. A-Dubs. Let's see. Texan 65. It's automatically best name ever. Gemini Cloud. Who else is in here? Vanessa Kitty. All right. You know what's funny is it was hard to get used to how proud Texans are about anything Texas. It's the best. I mean, it's God, Texas, then America. They're Texan first here. It's so crazy. It's like you're Texan before you're an American here.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird.
Well, I'm 30 minutes from y'all, so if we had a better looking flag, we'd probably be like that. We just have a kind of a stupid looking flag with a brown pelican in the middle of it. So we don't have something cool that people want to get tattooed on their arm or anything like that. Texas does have the best flag in the union, that's for sure.
It does have a cool flag. I gotta admit, it does.
No doubt.
It's all right. It's all right. Jesus says I picked up a Ruger PC charger. That is a fantastic gun. Congratulations. Have I done any hog hunting in Texas? No, none. I know. I don't want to say that too loud. I haven't hunted at all since I moved here.
Hog hunting in Texas is unbelievable.
Oh, one day, I'll put my big kid pants on and I'll go do it. So the guest tonight is Paul with Legally Armed America. I'm going to put a link to his channel in the chat. He's almost at 300,000 subscribers. Man, that's a milestone. You're so close. Maybe like another month, right?
I hope it doesn't take a month. Actually, that video that I put out last night, I don't know who's sharing it. You always know when your video's being shared by somebody because it got 100,000 views overnight. So
I sent it to about 4 or 5 people on WhatsApp.
Okay.
I just thought it was a really important subject.
Well, it tied. I went back and looked, and it's almost garnered 1,000 subscribers just from that one video, and that was put out 23 hours ago. So
wow.
That makes a difference whenever you have one that takes off like that. I mean, it's not an exact science. I mean, I know me and Jared talk about it. I mean, you have videos that you're like, you put all this effort and work into, and you're like, this is the one. Everyone's going to like this. And it gets like 20,000 views or something like that. And you're like, what? And then you have others like this one that I just put out as an informational type video, and it takes off. So, I mean, who knows? But
that's really important information. I shared it. It clicked with me to share it. I did a video on the Gerson 1911, little $450 1911, and it didn't do anything for 12 days, 500 views. And then from there, it shot straight up to 200,000 views in a month.
Somebody grabbed it.
And then I had so many subscribers. It was nuts. That video, but it was dead for 2 weeks. And then it just went straight to the moon. I was like, I was blown away.
Right.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I've learned so much about, in fact, I'd like to do some videos on trying to help other YouTube guys on building their page, because so many of the top guys are a little guarded about secrets, and I don't understand that because most of us are consuming our content on YouTube anyway. It's not like if one of my viewers finds another awesome YouTube guy to follow, it's not like he's going to stop watching my stuff. That's just an additional channel that he watches. And so I find it kind of peculiar that some guys are not helpful as far as, tips and stuff. But I've really, really learned. How many subs do you have right now, Mike?
16,000 and change.
Okay, so you're up there where you have the when you got 10,000. I don't know if they still have the program, but did they like welcome you like, oh, this guy's committed now? And they see when I hit 10,000, I don't even remember when it was. It's like I busted my ass. It took years to get there. Then all of a sudden, I figure I've got it figured out, and I figure, oh, this is about as good as it's going to get. And I hit 10,000, and it's like you get a key to the VIP room in the back of the YouTube lounge after that. It's like they were like, welcome to the YouTube creators, whatever. You hit 10,000. So now we're going to allow you to go to all of these free webinars that have tips and tricks on how to do your, your hashtags, your thumbnails, your titles, how to tie all that stuff together in so it boosts the algorithms. And I'm like, y'all a bunch of assholes. I could have used this like 9,000 subscribers ago.
So I tell you what, they must have raised that bar to the roof because
I guess, yeah.
I didn't get any of that.
Because I was at 10,000 whenever that happened. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was like, I figured most of this stuff out on my own, and you guys could have helped me with this, 2 years ago.
Right.
But I've learned so much on what works. So there's times when I'll go change my thumbnail because I'll go back and look at it and I'm like, yeah, that's not grabbing an eye. Or, I'll use different hashtags and I'll change my title up a little bit to where, not to where it's clickbaity, but to where it's more, I'll tell you the one tip that I discovered on my own that no one has told me, and I'm telling you, it works. To boost the algorithms on your channel, one of the good ways to do it, obviously, is to get comments, viewer interaction with your video. And the one thing I have figured out is if you ask a question in your description, not your description, in your title, like, is this new gun bill going to break all honest gun owners, or something along that term, where, especially if it's one that pisses people off, like, are you going to go to jail? Or are you going to surrender all your firearms to the government when they come asking? Well, that's a good one that'll piss people off. Because they'll immediately jump on there and fuck the government, that kind of stuff.
But I'm changing my title right now.
It gets them to interact with you. And you really do. I enjoy that because it creates a lot of two-way. Because whenever they start responding, then I like to interact back with them. And that you just boost all those algorithms up. So that's a massive one. I haven't seen anybody else talk about that. But I immediately see there's times when I'll go change my title to a question just because I'm like, this is a good enough video where it needs to get more exposure than this. I need to, get more conversation going.
I just changed it to, can PSA make a great AK-47? ?
There you go. Now watch them go up. I'm telling you.
I'm putting it to the test right now. Paul is putting his entire reputation on the line.
Yes, I will cancel my entire account on YouTube if it doesn't work for you. 300,000 viewers, kiss my ass. I'm starting over if this doesn't work.
All right, let's check out the chat. Who's in here? Constitutional Carpenter, what's up, buddy? Kurt says he subbed to you just last week. Nice. He's one of your new subscribers. Randy says, my grandfather and father-uncle always says Texans from Waco. They lived in Marysville, California from 1946. Oh, no. Let's not say the C word. Let's see. Night Customs Builds. What's going on, buddy? Chris Gavlik, what up? Oh, yeah, the Smash Time. Oh, I did this one time. I did a live. I put Smash Time mentioned you live. So everyone got the key that popped up for the live that was on, and it says Smash Time mentioned you. So everybody just swarmed in there. So if you're doing like Legally Armed America just mentioned you, they're gonna be like, they did? And it worked. Fun. I had like 100. I don't really, my lives are usually around 40, 50, 60 people.
Mm-hmm.
But that one I had like 150. It was nuts.
That's funny.
I should do that again.
Yeah.
I should do that again.
Smash Time just talked about your mama. Like that. Try that.
That is hilarious. I'm going to do that. But it's funny with the whole YouTube thing. It's there's a lot of workarounds. I found a workaround right before SHOT Show, and I shared it with a couple YouTubers on how to get monetized with gun content. And I don't know if I told you about it. I'll tell it to you off the air because I don't want it. It's all word of mouth. I don't type it. I don't email it. I reached out and I reached out to several YouTubers, but I try and share that information with as many people as possible because we're all shooting for the good fight. And the whole reason I started this channel was to encourage gun people to get out of their closets, to get out of their house, be social. Because gun people are very private people in general. They leave me alone, don't talk to me, just let me shoot guns, leave me alone. But they're missing the social aspect of it, man. Let's build your personal network because when ammo was really hard to find, it was your cousin that had 22 when you have 9mm and you could change it out, or my buddies at this academy, or man, Chris Gavlik. I traded ammo with him before. I mean, heck, half the people in the chat I've met through the channel, and it's you got to build your local network. It's key. I think that's the most important prep is building your local network with 2A like-minded individuals.
Yeah.
What do you think the most important prep is?
As far as what?
Actually, let's talk about that. I never get to talk about preps. So as far as like building a local network, I mean, do you have a local network you depend on locally?
If you mean network by if
gun enthusiasts, someone like if times are tough, you can reach out to so and so, neighbors, friends.
I don't communicate. I have one neighbor across the street who's pretty cool. I don't communicate a lot with my neighbors. Not that I don't like them or anything like that. It's just that I don't want I don't want my neighbors knowing enough about my private life, and mainly because if I go out of town or something like that, I don't really want my neighbors knowing that I'm not here. My wife and my son are here by themselves. I just know you never know. Somebody right now is living next to the next serial killer.
Right.
This is true. Somebody somewhere's neighbor is a serial killer.
Well, my neighbors just moved in. They seem the Dahmers. They seem like a nice couple.
Right, right, exactly. They got a lot of lime in the backyard and some bags that they always seem to use.
They're midnight gardeners because she's allergic to the sun. She has to dig all the holes at night.
Okay, all right. Well,
Shooting Gallery said he's been subscribed to Paul for years. Love his channel. I found him through VZ58 video.
Oh wow, VZ58. That's been a while since I did that video on the 58. I love that rifle. I like AKs to begin with, but the VZ58 is an absolute dream of a gun.
I just got into AKs myself. Like I watched a bunch of Clyco 47 videos, and he's local, and we go to the same range. And I got a chance to meet him, and then he had me hooked. I got to shoot some. I went to an AK event, and let me tell you, Paul. Have you ever been to like an AK only event?
No.
It is a very eclectic group of people.
I can imagine.
And not bad people, but
I know.
Any minute they could be arguing Dungeons and Dragons and Star Trek and Harry Potter and AKs, and it's an eclectic group, man. Right. They are some cool, funky people. I love them. I'm trying to get into that group myself. But man, I just got into AKs and I dig them. I have two now.
I had my PSA AK in here. That they sent me that one to run that corroded ammo with. It's been a while now, and I fell in love. I was like, good gosh, it looked like the laminated wood that you see on some of those Rugers. Just a beautiful brown wood with some deep, dark black wood grains in it. And I was like, this is beautiful. The furniture was unbelievable on that thing. And it shot all the corroded ammo, so it functioned properly also.
Right. All right, in the chat, we have Mr. FNH. I gave away a holster to an 18-year-old yesterday with his first handgun. I had one for his gun I wasn't using, and it seemed like the right thing to do. God dang it. That's what I'm talking about. That inspires me because actually I've given away 3 guns this year. 2 to people I knew and 1 to a complete stranger because we were at a range, and the guy had a high point 9mm and seemed like a good kid, and it's all he could afford, And here I am. I'm shooting I was doing the CZ Parrot video. So here I'm shooting a Parrot and a Staccato and a couple of XDs. And, I had a couple 9mm XDs and I don't shoot them anymore. And I was like, you know what, man? Here you go, buddy. And it just blew this kid away.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, man, I can't believe it. It's so amazing. Da, da, da. And just felt like the right thing to do. Seemed like a good kid. He's like
Yeah.
22, just got out of, actually no, he's 23 or 24. He just got out of the Marines. So leatherneck, good kid.
Yeah. Mr. F and H, what's up, man? He and I have interacted a lot on a lot of my videos too.
Yeah, I like that guy. Man Against the Masses says, fun fact, the Taurus TX22 fits perfectly in my factory Canic holster. Really? See, I shoot the TX22 competition where it has the red dot mounted right on the barrel. Man, I'm telling you, that thing is so sweet. No holsters for it, though. Clyco, we like to party. Yes, you guys do, man. God, I'm trying to. Clyco 47 hosts an event in Texas. You should come out for this, Paul. It's called Kalash Bash, and it's a 2-day event, and it's just they do. He says they gave away like $20-something thousand in prizes, guns, all kinds of stuff, and I think there's Clay. I'm not sure how many people go to it, but there's got to be a couple thousand people that go to this thing. It's a big event, man. It is really cool.
Okay.
And it's like shooting competition, and then there's vendors that come out.
What part of Texas?
It's about an hour southwest of Houston. So for you, it's probably 6-hour drive.
Okay.
But if you come out, I'll buy your ticket and your food.
Yeah, I mean, I'll consider doing something like that. Not for you buying my stuff, but I know that last weekend, I think it was, PSA had their thing out in South Carolina, the AK Masters or something they call it.
Yeah.
And I saw a lot of their footage and all that from that, and it looked like a pretty good time.
Yeah, that's a pretty good event. Knight's Custom Build says, I just bought a Vesca from Century. It seems solid so far, but I'm definitely an M16 guy. Well, let me tell you, Knight's Custom Build, a word of advice from someone that made this mistake in front of a bunch of AK people. Never take a Century AK to an AK event because it wasn't received well, and I turned around and walked it right back to the truck and put it away. It was, apparently I bought the Geo Metro firearms to a Lamborghini event.
Right.
It was so embarrassing. They're like, oh. So I asked this guy, one of the guys putting it on, I goes, what do you guys think about the Vesca? And he goes, I'd get rid of that piece of shit before it blew up and killed me. I'm like, okay, all right.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
What do you really, tell me how you really feel.
Right.
Nola Gun Guy, I've been watching Paul for a while and subbed once I saw he's in my home state. Who dat?
Nice.
Oh my gosh. If I see another Who Dat t-shirt. Will, it's a good friend of mine, lives close to me. I love my AK sagas and WBP, plus a Vepr 12 as an honorable mention. PSA has a rust problem. My dagger pin is rusted and a gas block from my 224 Valk upper. Oh, Valkyrie. All right. Valkyrie. Randy says, Clayco, still look for Svetlana. Sorry, that cousin rocks. That's a whole inside story. So Clay's wife, she puts on a character called Svetlana, and she's like this Russian badass from Russia. It's like her cousin that comes to visit, right? But it's her. But she's so funny in that character. She absolutely steals the show in those videos. All right. So, Paul, how soon are we going to get some of this shit repealed? Because I'm kind of scared, man. This red flag law really has me spooked. Like,
I think right now with your governor, you're going to be okay. I do know that you guys have I don't remember what you guys call them, but that is it a county commissioner that you guys have that's a wacko over there, Harris County. That lady,
Sheila Jackson Lee.
No, that's y'all's representative congressperson.
The other one is
the one I'm talking about is she's like your DA over there for Harris County.
Oh, that young girl that got in because nobody campaigned against her.
She's a nutbag. She's very anti-gun, and of course, y'all's mayor is a dipshit in Houston also. So that's the only things that would worry me in your area. But your governor, I think that's going to help. Y'all are going to be able to fight off any of those bills. The red flag gun laws, look, I've put videos out on those things for years since they first started coming out. People still don't fully understand the danger of those. I think that because it's so funny that Congress has such a miserable trust level from the American people. But when someone from Congress says this red flag gun law has due process in it, the American people go, okay, it's got due process. I'm happy. You know what I mean? They automatically don't trust them, but whenever they say something, they believe them. This is the deal. Okay. If I have, you mentioned Geo Metro earlier. What's a, let's call a Lamborghini. Okay. If you said, do you have any garbage cars in your garage, and you have a Geo and you have a Lamborghini, and you say, you don't say that you don't have a garbage car, you just say, I have a Lamborghini in my garage. It doesn't change the fact that you also have that shit box Geo Metro.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, that's true.
And they have two forms of their red flag gun law. They have the one that they brag about that has due process, and in a way it does. It has, if you petition the DA or whoever whoever does those types of things in your particular area, if you petition, in my area would be a DA, if you petition them and say, I think that Paul is a danger. Well, how much of a danger? I mean, he's got some posts on his Instagram or whatever that seems like he's kind of dangerous. So, I mean, he'll harm himself or somebody else, but I mean, I don't really think he's a super bad danger. So they come to me and say, Paul, we heard you're dangerous. We need you to come in and prove that you're not. First of all, that's wrong. I should never have to go prove that I'm not a bad person. That should never be the case. However, that does include due process to a certain degree, because at least I have a chance to go in there and say, they're crazy. There's nothing wrong with me. And then I walk out of there a free person with my firearms and all that, and no problem. They haven't touched my firearms. They haven't kicked my door in or anything like that. That's the one that includes their form of due process. That's the one they hang their hat on and say, oh, yeah, our red flag gun law has due process. The other one is the one that keeps me up at night. The other one is the one they say, oh, no, Paul is a threat. He threatened to kill me. He threatened to kill everybody else. He's got a lot of guns. I've seen him on his Instagram. I've seen him on his YouTube. He's going to give you some trouble. They go petition to a judge. The judge says, yeah, he does seem like a dangerous person based on what you told me. Again, it's just a speculation. I haven't heard anybody at this. Remember, I haven't heard anyone or myself at this point. I've committed no crimes. And because I seem like a really bad danger, they wait to do a no-knock on me at 2 o'clock in the morning, kick my door in. Now, think about it this way. I don't know about you personally in your life. In my life, I don't commit crimes. So if anyone is kicking my door in, if anyone's kicking my door in at 2 o'clock in the morning, I don't automatically assume, should I see if that's the police first, or is it a bad guy? I don't, because I don't do things that are wrong. So I automatically assume it's somebody coming to harm myself or my family. So what am I going to do? I'll start shooting at them. I'm going to aim at wherever they're coming in at and shoot at them. Well, they already know that I'm a potential threat, because that's why they're there. So they immediately start shooting back at me, and they kill me, my wife, and my 13-year-old boy. That's the danger of a red flag gun law, because anybody can call something out on you, and that can happen. If they deem you a really, really bad threat, that's the problem. And my thing is, yeah, I know there's some bad people out there. I know there's dangerous people out there, the people that might apply to. But if they're that much of a threat, why are you just taking their guns? Why don't you lock them up? If you can prove that they are a true threat to themselves or somebody else, you should be doing something with that person. Because I promise you, and this will probably get me a red flag gun law thrown on me right here, I can beat somebody with a baseball bat just as fast as I can shoot them with a gun. So if I'm really a legitimate threat and you just take my guns, believe me, I'm looking in here right now. There's plenty of things that I could use to end my life or somebody else's if I was a true threat. And that's what bothers me.
That's part 2 of the plan. That's
correct.
Next week.
And that's the one that gets abused. That absolutely will be abused, because the other one, the people in most cases will simply prove that there's no threat to them. And the thing that's really dangerous about this too, and it's funny how the government is so good at covering their own asses. They literally built into this bill. Sadly, I have this stupid thing right here in front of me. They literally built into here that any kind of legal fees are your problem.
Right.
So not only do I know I'm on the hook and can't countersue them for the money that I spend for attorneys, what about the people out there that are poor and can't afford an attorney? So they're going to go in there and they're supposed to have representation. They can't afford representation. Do they just try to represent themselves? Most people can't represent themselves in a court of law, not properly. So what are they going to do? Automatically go straight to jail because they don't have proper representation because they can't afford it? There's not going to be a court-appointed attorney for them.
I can barely argue with my wife. I can't argue in court.
Right.
It's over.
So yeah, this is a bunch of mess. I'm not happy about it.
It's just dangerous now because, I mean, I feel so helpless, it's really frustrating as someone that's, most of my life I followed the law to the T, right? Especially now that I'm a very responsible gun owner.
By the way, your viewer on there, by the way, has it right. Jay Martinez says Hidalgo. That's the person I'm talking about.
Yeah, it was Hidalgo.
Yeah.
So she lost because the guy she was running with decided it was a shoe-in. He didn't have to campaign. So he lost.
Wow.
Moron. Oh, let's see. John Doe's in the chat. Better call Saul. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Saul ain't cheap. I know what you're talking about. Smash, hire your wife to argue for you? No. She'll argue with me very well. Anybody else, she'll put me in. Yeah. That's not a good idea. So I want to talk to you about the most brilliant video I've seen all of 22 was from your channel. And it was your bicycle video with Joe Biden. I literally peed my pants laughing so hard. I shared that like wildfire. Where did you get that idea? I mean, where did you get a pink bike like that?
That's my wife's bike. Yeah, that's my wife's. That is actually a, I'm even embarrassed to say it because I can't stand the guy. That's a, who's the hippie out there in Florida that plays all the folky songs and he's very anti Jimmy Buffett. That is a, I want to call it maybe Margaritaville bike or something like that. It's something like that.
So where is that video on your channel, buddy?
It's on there.
I don't see it.
Well, it should be on there. It wouldn't surprise me if YouTube's taking it down, but
because that was what, a couple days
oh, it's
ago?
there. Yeah, it's on there.
It's like 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, you got to scroll. It's 10 days ago. Biden assault bike ban coming. Is what the thumbnail says.
Where is it? I don't see it. Oh, right here.
Yeah.
That is gold. So in case you guys don't know, he did a video. I'm going to click it right now and put it in the chat. Watch this video, and it'll make you giggle in your giggle spot. And it's one of the funniest videos I've seen all year. I mean, your channel, and there's another YouTuber that's really funny right now called Print, Shoot, Repeat. And he does a lot of 3D printing stuff. He just did a video called the AK slap where he has this stupid German accent and he's out there in little shorts slapping the MP5. Oh, it was an MP5 slap or something.
Okay.
And he actually produced a whole song around it.
Oh, wow.
And it's really funny. Like
that's cool.
But this Joe Biden one you did where you're on the bicycle and then your whole thought press where you had to try hard to reenact him falling down.
Oh, yeah. It was tough.
It was funny. Holy shucks. That was one of the funniest videos.
Yeah.
Guys, if you haven't seen it, watch it. But did your wife think you were a lunatic for doing this one?
Actually, my wife doesn't know it yet because I think she'd get pissed off that I actually wrecked her bicycle. So I heard him put it back up. I don't think she's seen the video. I'm hoping she's not watching this.
Oh, man. I think it's really well done, really funny. And, man, you got that video up quick. It was so on the spot. And I shared it like crazy. I can't believe it doesn't have 500,000 views. I think it's brilliant, man.
Well, I think it was a Saturday morning when Biden busted his ass on that bicycle. So I believe it or not, I had nothing planned that morning. So I was able to hurry up and bang the video out because I was like just thinking of the ridiculous nature of it because that's right in the middle of all these anti-gun bills. So it was easy for me to kind of roll it into the gun conversation.
Yeah, but that was so funny, man. I love that video. I thought they would have taken it down for like harassment or something.
I would too. Actually, it got reported for bullying. I'm serious.
Really?
It got reported for bullying or harassment or something like that. So it hurt somebody.
Elder abuse? Maybe it was elder
Maybe.
Abuse. So how long do you think they could keep propping up FBJ before he just falls over, man. You saw the whole cue card fiasco where he has a cue
Yeah.
card that tells him what to say, where to look,
Where to sit.
where to sit. It's nuts. This guy is who's running the government right now? That's the question.
Man, Ron Klain or Plain or whatever his name is. There's comments about him and then Susan Rice. That's the people that they think are really calling the shots right now. It's not Biden. No one. I'm not. I don't need to have facts in front of me to know that it's not Biden. Biden. There's no way he could put his diaper on front to back without somebody helping him. I know better than that. I know
Susan
the man
Rice.
is.
Susan Rice makes a lot of sense because that's who Obama put in charge of his little shadow government
Yeah.
10, 15 years ago. And she was in charge of building that government within a government kind of a deal. So,
Yeah.
makes sense to me.
And I mean, she earned her stripes as far as she earned the right to be the next person to be somebody who's important because she's the one that took all the heat after the Benghazi thing by going out there and look like an absolute fool that Sunday and saying that it was a YouTube video that made Benghazi actually happen, where people's lives actually got lost. And they were saying that it was because of a YouTube video. So, I mean, she knew better than that, yet she still went out there and put out that front and told everyone that. And she probably told them, look, if I'm going to be the one that has to do that crap and cover for y'all, y'all got something for me coming at some point. So I think there was a deal made at that point because no sane person would have put up with having to bear everybody else's cross on that Benghazi stuff, Hillary and Obama and all that stuff.
Man, that Benghazi really got me. I mean,
yeah,
I never served in the military, but I know a lot of people that have. My brother did, my dad, and all that stuff. But damn, that was messed up.
Yeah,
that was really messed up, and they just got away scot-free.
Yeah, absolutely, they did.
So, I have another question for you. This is something I wanted to kind of pick your brain. So, Roe v. Wade got overturned, right? How much do you think that's going to hurt the Republicans coming into the next election cycle?
I don't think it hurts them. Anyone that would have voted, anyone who is upset about that wasn't going to vote for a Republican anyway.
That's a good point.
I mean, and it's not the Republicans who overturned anything. The Supreme Court. I mean, you can get mad all you want and blame a party, but it's not a party's issue here.
Right.
I mean, say whatever you want. It's not. I mean, I think that Republicans have more of an issue of being mad at their own people and that Democrats are forcing this gun control bill. Those are politicians that were directly tied to that. As far as both of these Supreme Court rulings, it's not a political thing. You can make it political, and they, of course, have and will. Right. But if you really want to get down to it, that's got nothing to do with politics. That was a Supreme Court decision. That was one of the third co-equal branches of government that made that decision. That had nothing to do with the House or the White House.
Well, pro-life has been a pretty conservative stance in general. And I thought it might hurt them until they started firebombing those women's hospitals and all that. So they're back to rioting and acting stupid. And half those girls holding up signs ain't worried about getting an abortion anyway. No one's going there.
Nobody's hitting that. No. I'll be honest with you, man. I mean, personally, I personally don't have any kind of desire and would never abort one of my own babies. I have a 13-year-old special needs son, and we knew during ultrasound that even if we found out something was wrong with him, that we wouldn't have aborted it. You know, during the ultrasound, they were telling us, I was like, well, you know, what's the point of this anyway? I mean, can you really find anything out? Well, you can find out if he has 6 fingers or if he's got some abnormalities or something like that to decide what y'all want to do. I said, to decide what we want to do, I'm thinking, you know, like what color paint we put in the bedroom or something. You know, some people might decide to end the pregnancy. And I'm like, what? That was not good enough. Let's start over. I don't understand that. But I respect people's right to do that if they want to, because we're all different. Is it the right thing to do? Or are they going to have to, you know, I don't know what other people believe in, if they have higher powers that they believe in or don't. But you got to figure there's karma or something out there. You're dealing with something at some point. So I just personally, I could never do something like that. But I think the problem that I see, especially right now with all the arguments going on, I'm not trying to make this in a political argument, but how how careless people, by their own admission, seem to be about just getting pregnant and going, oh, well, I'll have an abortion. Like, that's your form of birth control? I mean, there's so many other forms of birth control that don't require somebody putting forceps in you and pulling out a fetus piece by piece. That's not like going to the mall for a day to you know what I mean? That's a kind of a big
100%.
deal. It seems like to me.
So for me, anytime someone wants to argue abortion, this and that, I'm like, hey, they have an abortion pill, don't they? Mm-hmm. You can take it for up to 2 months, cleans you out. Mm-hmm. So why do you still have abortion clinics?
Right.
So if you
Right.
get raped or you had a mistake or whatever, just take the pill and it's gone.
Yeah.
Before there's a heartbeat, just take the pill, it's gone.
Now I will tell you where I have a major problem with abortion is that disgusting late term abortion.
Oh, sick.
When you're what, a month away from having the child, this child is fully developed. If my wife got in a car wreck 4 weeks before we had my son and they said you're going to lose a baby, they could have taken that baby and that baby would have been viable right out of there 4 weeks before the pregnancy. But you're telling me that that's still not a human 4 weeks prior to, and you don't feel like that's a bad thing? That's not right. That's murder right there.
And it's a slippery slope because they thought a couple years ago, like say 20, 30 years ago, that abortion was horrible, but as a last resort, they're okay with it.
Yeah.
Up until like first term, then it's second term, then it's full term. Now you heard them talking about, well, maybe up until a couple weeks after the baby's born, they can still abort it.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
It's lunacy. And it's funny.
Wrong.
I used to listen to a gentleman named Alex Jones as a
Mm-hmm.
joke in California, and I thought he was just some crazy kook. He used to come on this podcast called George Nori Coast to Coast, and I worked graveyard at a warehouse, and so I would listen to him, and he would talking about demon babies, and they're using baby parts for rituals and the Council of Care and all kinds of crazy way out stuff. And half the shit that crazy guy said has come true. Yeah. He was talking about Epstein 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they get them. They trap them in with videos of them with minors. I'm like, this guy's nuts. Secret islands, and then God dang, man, I really miss that crazy bastard.
Yeah,
he was fun to listen to.
Yep.
I'd like to have a beer with him one time. That crazy guy. So again, everybody in the chat, if you're not a subscriber, I'm going to put a link to his channel. Please subscribe to Paul. He's almost at 300,000 subscribers. Man, that's a milestone right there, Jack. That's big.
Well, if I don't keep losing all the subscribers that I'm losing, I keep having these mystery deletions. I was actually the other day, I don't even know why I was there. Oh, I know what it was. An app that I use that keeps count of all that kind of stuff. I was waiting to see one of my other videos got above a certain. I'd done 3 videos in one day, so I was waiting. I don't want to put them out one on top of each other. They kind of bury each other when you do that.
Right.
So I was waiting on one to get X amount of views, and then I was going to put the other one out. So I was hitting refresh, and I think I was drinking a beer or something like that in my backyard, and I hit refresh, or I was looking at it, took a sip of my beer, and I just hit refresh right again, which was stupid because it's not like it was going to refresh that fast. So from a video view standpoint, nothing changed. But I noticed the subscriber, with just the amount of time for me to hit refresh, I lost 30 subscribers. Now, that was in about however long it took me to grab my beer, take a sip, and put it down, and I hit refresh again, I lost 30 subscribers. So unless 30 people got really pissed off about the video that I just put out, that's not possible for you to lose 30 subscribers in 6 seconds.
So I talked to somebody at YouTube about that. And they said that there's an automated system that periodically finds people that are inactive for a period of like 3-4 years, and then they'll just cut them all at once. So you'll see some channels lose 30, 40, 50 subscribers all at once. Mm-hmm. It sounded, I mean, you've been at this 9-10 years, right? So for you to lose 30 subscribers and I don't know. Who knows? I got
I will.
unsubscribed to Jared's channel.
Yeah. Well, funny you say that. He's the only one. He was the one that I saw proof of that. I have subscribers all the time that tell me, "Oh, I just had to resubscribe to your channel." Somebody just said that on that new video I just put out, and I was like they'll comment and they'll say, "Oh, by the way, I just had to resubscribe." I'm like, "Shit." But Jared is the one where I know without a doubt that they do that because I'm obviously active on YouTube, and they unsubscribe me to his channel.
Oh, I got unsubscribed to his channel too.
Yeah,
About 2 months ago.
really.
Yeah, he was on. Who he was on with Guns Out TV. He was doing something with them, which I like those guys quite a bit. Shout out to Guns Out TV, solid content. And then I was like, cool. I wanted to see if Jared had done something, so I tried to go to his channel and I couldn't find it. And I was like, what the heck? Usually just pops right up. And then I looked and I was unsubscribed. I had to resubscribe to his channel.
Yep.
About 2 months ago, I was bummed out.
Yeah. So it's a thing.
Yeah, man, so close to 300,000. What are you gonna do to celebrate? That is a big milestone, man. That's all. That's thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of hard work.
Actually, the getting to 100,000 was a massive milestone. Getting to 200 was so easy that I thought I would be at 500,000 by now. Between 200 and 300,000 has been the biggest struggle since getting to that first 100,000. It's been so hard to do it because I keep losing subscribers. I lose them so fast. I feel like if I go 3 days and don't put content out, I feel like I don't gain any subscribers because I lose as many as I gain in that short period of time.
Yeah, I was telling my wife I'm not getting too many subscribers, and she told me to stop putting my picture in my thumbnails.
Maybe your wife knows what she's talking about.
I know it. I just thought about that. I'm like, well, you might be onto something.
Right.
Let's see who else. We got any new people in the chat? We have Andrew Conrad, another really good YouTuber from Florida. Let's see. Wagner Ricardo, what's up? Nutty 3757. All right. Jay Curry. All right. So what is next? I mean, what as a 2A advocate, what is next for us to do? Do we just sit back and wait for something to happen, wait for something to pop off? I mean, what do we do to try and fight back?
No, man. Honestly, with you being in Texas, I'll tell you what I plan to do, and you're probably in the same boat over there. We have our own John Cornyn over here in Louisiana with Bill Cassidy. Can I swear on your channel?
Sure.
Okay, Bill Cassidy's a piece of shit, and I have called his office. I've recorded some of my conversations on video. I call his office every few days. There have been rumblings quite some time. Of course, with me being the state director for GOA here in Louisiana, I'm involved with a lot of legislation and legislators at the State House in Baton Rouge. So I talk to a lot of people. In fact, I was at the Louisiana GOP thing Friday and Saturday night. And so I'm around politicians a lot. And it's not even grumblings anymore. It's pretty much common knowledge, other than he hasn't announced it yet, that Bill Cassidy wants to be our next governor. Our governor is termed out. He'll be out next year is the election. So Bill Cassidy is in. Bill Cassidy, for anybody who's watching and doesn't know, is one of those 14 Republican senators who voted with the Democrats on this gun bill that just got passed. Piece of shit. The guy's absolute garbage. He's always been anti-gun, but comes and says he's pro-gun. In fact, he even said on a I'm trying to get the audio for it, but he said on a telephone town hall last week, right before the GOP convention, that the reason why he voted for the anti-gun bill was because he was trying to protect people's due process in Louisiana, that he felt like that the meat in this bill would allow due process to override any potential avoidance of it, which it doesn't. I mean, I can read. That's a gift that I actually have, is I can actually read the English language and understand what it means.
Right.
I say that facetiously. Obviously, we all can. The man acts like he's got some gift to know what the bill truly says, and we are too stupid to know what it means. Typical politician. I'm smarter than y'all. Let me tell y'all what the bill really means. Right. Regardless of what you read, this is what it meant. No, dickhead, I read it. I know what it means. So this is personal to me because this is my home state. I was born and raised here. and I'm seeing this guy shit all over our state right now and our gun rights, I'm going to put out every single week a video on something about Bill Cassidy. And I have actually told people in other states who have some of those same congressmen or senators who voted for this bill. I've told them, if you need my help when it comes time to vote these people out, whether it's to primary them out or in a general election, let me know. If I have to make videos specific to your state, you provide me with the data. I'll put a video out and you share it to everybody in your state. Let's get these people out. And it starts at the primary section of it. I mean, that's part of the problem, how you guys keep getting stuck with Cornyn. They never primary anybody against him.
You know, I don't get it, man. Cornyn, I met the guy before in passing. I shook his hand at an event, and he seemed all right. I read a little bit about him. He seemed pretty steadfast. And when, God, was it you that did the first list? I read one list, and it was a list of traitors, and John Cornyn was on there. I'm like, son of a gun, no way.
Yeah.
I will do everything legally within my power to make sure he does not get reelected. I think he's going to retire anyway. 2026, he's done.
Well, people have to make sure that they're, and I'll be honest with you, it can't just be in their current seat, because all of these guys, every one of them, once they leave the private sector and they go into politics, they realize the game is rigged in their favor. It's power, massive amounts of power. It's legal insider trading. They all become millionaires. They're making $174,000 a year. They seem to manage to become millionaires overnight. That's insider trading. They do all these things. They get pension for life. Their family gets lifetime health care, not Obamacare. They get different health care than Obamacare. They weren't the ones that were forced onto that plan. They have their own much better health care. So they have all this stuff out there. But the power is the main thing that they have. They love that concentration of power.
And it corrupts all of them. Like I met and had a conversation with Dan Crenshaw. I thought, man, this 2 years ago, I thought, man, this guy, Navy SEAL, he's the man. You know, the politician, the machine got him, and now he's a politician.
That's right.
He wasn't raised a politician. So they took that one-eyed Willie and they made him, now he's just another freaking rhino.
That's right. That's exactly right.
It's unfortunate because I really liked him, man. Yeah. I thought he was going places.
I think there's very few of them out there that have not been corrupted yet. I think Rand Paul is one of the few guys out there that hasn't been corrupted yet.
Well, look who his dad is. Yeah. That crazy old man. I love him.
Yep. So I will say this. I saw a video earlier about Carrie something or other who's running for governor in Arizona. Hoo-wee. Better watch out for her. She's going to be a tough one.
She's the one that did the HBO comment, not HBO, the CNN comment.
CNN, yeah, that's her.
Where that reporter was like, "Can I interview you?" She goes, "I'll interview you. I'll let you interview me if you promise to put it on the CNN website." Oh, that's right. It doesn't exist anymore. You know why? Because people are tired of your BS. I was like, wow.
She's strong, man. I've seen another interview she did with Brett Baer from Fox News a couple days ago. And she torched his ass too. I mean, she was not having it. She's an up and comer. I think she's going to be somebody. She'll get governor, and I think she'll spend maybe one full term, possibly two, but she'll be the next something. She might be somebody who they run for president one day in that same shadow of Donald Trump, because she strikes me with that same kind of, I'm not part of the, she's not part of that whole community, that political community out there.
Yeah, I felt like I was just kicked in the teeth, though, when I saw that Cornyn voted for it, man. I could not believe it.
I think people have got to stop voting based on name recognition, and they have to press your GOP in Texas. I mean, people need to be calling them and saying, you got to primary somebody against John Cornyn. You have to put somebody that can beat the Democrat that y'all put up there. I mean, they purposely let these people continue to run. The Republicans are so set on that name recognition being the only way that they can have a candidate that can possibly beat a Democrat out there. And there are other ways. You can put somebody out there that's much, much better than Cornyn. And I'm telling you, man, you have no idea how Cassidy is on my shit list.
I can tell.
I have left voicemails with them, with his staff, and said, you tell that man to learn my name, because he's going to know who I am by the time he runs for office, wherever he runs the next time. And I said, if he runs for governor next year, He needs to learn who I am because he's going to get to know me one way or the other. He's going to absolutely hate my guts because I'm going to be so vocal. And it's not that I'm a badass. I'm not trying to say that. It's because I'm going to be so vocal that he's going to be like, who is this asshole? Because I'm not going to let it go. I mean, I'm fortunate enough over here that I have a program on the Fox network over here. So I actually have, quote, media that I can contact his office and he would have to be the asshole to not grant me an interview. You know what I mean? He can turn it down, but makes him look bad because his opponent's going to be the one that's going to be happy to talk to me. So there's some things we can do to really make his life miserable over here, and I intend to do
it. John Doe says Rand Paul and DeSantis will be a good pair for 2024. I don't know. They're too strong-willed. A vice president can't be as independent thinking as DeSantis or Ron Paul or Rand Paul. I don't see that happening. They're just too strong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're too alpha males.
That is a tough one. The problem with, and it's hard to say, but the problem with that kind of stuff, if Rand Paul decided he wanted to run, is that you still have that primary. So they'll beat each other up in the primary. You know, you can't be friends with anybody in the primary. You have to say something bad about them. And that's usually what makes it to where that person who gets the actual nomination picks somebody else that is usually, in most cases, not like Biden picking the woman who called him a racist in the Democrat primaries, but you know, usually the Republicans aren't going to choose somebody that they actually primaried against in the Republican primary.
Yeah. He says, I would love a mean tweet and some $2 gas right now.
Same here. Hey, man, I had lots of problems with the stupid things that Trump said, but our economy was awesome. Policies that he put in place were awesome. I am a true America First American, and I would love the fact that he put us first.
It was great to know that there was an actual border wall being built.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just look at what he was doing over there. What am I trying to think of? Who were the idiots over there in Europe that we always protect? What am I trying to think of?
French?
The consortium that we have of everybody together. NATO.
OPEC?
What's that?
OPEC?
No, it's like the NATO guys over there. Of everybody paying their fair share for us to protect them. That was one of the things that Trump said, where he was like, you guys want us to spend all this money to protect y'all, and y'all aren't even kicking into the organization. Y'all need to pay y'all's fair share into this. You know, and I was like, finally, I'm tired of paying for everybody else's shit. If we have homeless people and veterans who are starving on our streets, why in the hell do we send a dime to any other country? I don't care if it's Mexico or Canada. Why are we sending anything anywhere as long as we have hungry people in our country?
Yeah. Oh, United Nations. There you go.
Yeah.
And then he was right there with Merkel saying, hey, you guys are too independent. You're too dependent on Russian oil and gas.
Yeah.
You need to knock that off. He said that 6 years ago. And now
Trump was not anti-Second Amendment, but he was not pro Second Amendment. That's my problems with him, with some of the things that he just wasn't, the culture of it, he didn't understand it like we understand the gun community.
He was born and raised in New York. He shot a gun a handful of times. Now his sons are both big gun guys.
Yes.
Hunters. But he was just, you know, it's not that generation.
When he made the comment after Parkland, forget due process, take the guns first, I never thought I would hear those words come from his mouth. That really surprised me. That shocked me. I know those words word for word, and I'll never forget them because I could not believe he said that. That really shocked me.
Yeah, and you know, Too Many Choices has a great point. You know, he was a very middle of the road liberal with a couple conservative values. He really wasn't a hardcore conservative.
Right.
He just was a take no shit liberal.
Right.
And that resonates with, you know, I think us 20 years ago would be considered liberal.
Yeah.
Like I'm kind of tree huggy, you know. I don't mind doing stuff for the environment, plastic and all that jazz. And you know, especially being raised in California, man, it was shoved down your throat since I was in kindergarten. Recycle, reduce, reuse, close the loop. Jesus.
Our form of recycling at my house growing up in South Louisiana was the burn pile. Just throw it in the burn pile and burn it.
Yeah,
that's how we recycle.
When I moved to Texas, we went to someone's house and he had he goes, hey, we're about to start the bonfire out back. Well, what's that? Oh, it's where we burn our trash. Like, you guys burn trash? Right. So we just sat in the backyard drinking beers, watching trash burn. I'm like, well, okay, when in Rome.
Yep.
Just hang out, you know. Best thing about Trump was what he didn't do, not what he did do. Yeah, no new wars. That was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
He tried not to send millions and billions of dollars overseas.
Yep.
That's great.
And guess what he didn't do? Drag us into any new wars.
Right. But man, I tell you what, that gas thing right now has me so stressed out. It's
Oh
so
man.
expensive. Because
Yeah.
I do international logistics and it's hurting. Like the ports are full and people don't understand the repercussions coming down. You know, everything for Christmas should be shipping right now. You don't really see it.
Yeah.
It's not really on its way.
Well, I used to like I'll get a drink in a gas station or something like that, and they make the taller, kind of skinny bottles of 20 ounce. And I bought one yesterday, and just to give you an idea how that fuel cost goes and affects everything, it was $2.57 for a drink. And I looked at that lady, and it's like 2.57. I guess I had been paying attention about little stuff like that going up. And I just kind of looked at that drink, and I was like, it was a Coca-Cola product. I point and put it back. I was like, I'm probably going to leave a third of this in my console and not drink it.
Right.
So let me get something else. And I'm not like that. I'm not a frugal person. And I was like, God, 250. And I did the whole way back. I'm mumbling to myself, $2.57. These used to be like 99 cents, you know?
Oh, Fluffy says he had a burn barrel growing up.
There you go. Yep.
All right. Well, I tell you what,
we couldn't afford the barrel, so it was just a burn pile.
We just had Taco Bell for dinner, you know?
Yeah, okay.
I like Taco Bell. For me, my wife, and 2 kids, it was $31 for 3 combos and an extra taco at Taco Bell. Freaking Taco Bell. We used to eat there for like $15.
Yep.
Crazy.
Remember the 59-cent menu at Taco Bell? No such thing anymore.
Oh, I don't know, man. I remember the 89-cent burritos. But, you know, it's funny. There's one place in Houston that still has kept its original prices, and it's In-N-Out Burger. In-N-Out Burger has not changed their price in the last 4 years.
No kidding.
So you can still go. I mean, it was always not cheap, but it's fresh. The fries suck. The burgers are great. The fries are trash. Sorry, anybody listening that likes In-N-Out fries. I think they're horrible. House of Lamar says, please tell me you aren't at the end. No, we are in... we're in closing arguments. But that's the great thing about the internet. You can watch reruns. And speaking of reruns and good videos, I'm going to post a link to Paul's channel in the chat. Please like, subscribe. His race to 300,000. It's almost there. Almost. So my channel took off quite a bit. So I went from like 100 to 1,000 in a month, and then to 10,000 in like 3 months.
Wow.
But from that 10,000 to where I'm at 16, that 6,000 took over a year and 2 months.
Wow.
So it's been crawling, and it's my fault because I stopped doing these ammo run videos, and I didn't want to be that one trick pony. So I wanted to do like gun reviews, you know, like the big guys, like Paul does from Legally Armed. You know? And as soon as I started trying to do real content, which is extremely hard, my subscribers, the views, everything tanked. I was getting like, it was brutal. But it's more satisfying. Like I'd rather do like the AK video I did today was probably going to max out 1,000 views, or I can go do an ammo run and get 20, 30, 40,000 views. But I'd rather do that AK video because it's more satisfying.
Mm-hmm.
I just dig it, man.
Yeah.
Bending Ballistic says, Paul, did you get my email on my interview with you?
Yes, I did.
Will I put myself through college eating 2 bean burritos for Taco Bell for $1.50, 69 cents each. Tell you what, man, those bean burritos, you know, I grew up pretty poor, and that was all we had to eat, man. I remember getting a 99-cent Whopper at Burger King.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And that's not too long ago now.
20 years ago.
That's not that long ago. Well, maybe they'd run specials for 99 cents because I know that a few years back.
For $1.99, I'd walk home from school in 91. For $1.99, you can get a Whopper, fries, and a drink.
Golly.
For $2.
You can't
Back in the old days, kids.
Can't get a gallon of gas for that now.
You can't, man. Holy smokes. The good old days. So who do you think's going to run for president? Pick it.
For the Republicans.
Yeah. Do you think
I think
DeSantis?
all the usual ones are going to try to throw their hats in there. I mean, uh, Jeb Bush still thinks that he should have gotten it the last time. He's gonna, he's gonna resurface.
No, that guy's
Um,
he's so out of touch.
he
Trump
is.
destroyed that poor guy.
Yeah, he did. I don't know, man. DeSantis, of course.
I would hate for DeSantis and Trump to go at each other because that's going to get ugly.
I think somebody's going to have to talk to the two of them and decide what's going to happen. I don't know that they'll let that happen. I tell you the reason why is because I think DeSantis one day will be our president. It may not be this time, but I think one time he will at some point become president. I really do. So they may tell him, "Look, man, just stay governor, one more time." And the way it works, does it have to be consecutive terms with Trump? In other words, can he only run for 4 years?
Yeah, he's got 4 more years and that's it.
So it doesn't matter if they're not consecutive. Okay. So that might be the thing. They may tell him, "You're a young man. Hold on, let Trump." If Trump decides he wants, look, Trump's ego makes him want to be president. But does he really want to be president? He can still call all the shots in that party. He doesn't have to be the man. Again, his ego tells him he wants to be the man. But I don't know that somebody's probably telling, his wife might be saying, "Look, just
that foxy cheetah of a woman."
Exactly.
The smoking hottest first lady we've ever had.
Yeah.
And she can't even get on the cover of Vogue.
Right.
They put Michelle Obama on Vogue.
Yeah.
Really? Come on. That's ludicrous. But I don't know, man. I hope it doesn't get ugly. We got 2 more years of this nut job.
I don't think he lives for 2 more years. They keep talking about him running again. I don't think he'll live.
There's nobody in that party that can. There's no one in that party worth a shit. No. As a former Democrat, I have no idea. Like, I remember back in the olden days when Dukakis ran, I was all about Dukakis, but I was a know-nothing idiot.
Dukakis got his ass whipped so bad.
I know it.
To this day, that's probably the worst ass whipping in the presidential election ever.
Well, hey. That was my guy. Yeah, I didn't know anything.
That's obviously. Because he got beat. I'm telling you, statistically, I think that was the worst ass whooping in a presidential election. I'm pretty sure it was.
Well, this one coming up is going to be really bad because they don't have anybody in the wings. Nobody.
Nope. They're going to trot out there saying Kamala, whoever the gay guy is from Indiana, I forget his name.
No, not going to happen.
And then
Buttigieg.
Who's the Pocahontas chick? Her again. She'll come out again. Those three are going to be the ones that they look at first, and then they're going to have to look somewhere else.
There's nobody else. There's nobody at all.
Nope.
I mean, literally, you could put up a puppet, and he's going to win against whoever they put up. I mean, it's that bad.
Yeah.
People are not stupid. You go to the grocery store, and man, every time I go to the grocery store now, it's over $150. And it used to be, and I'm not saying that just because I'm fat, but it used to just be, the essentials. Now it's the gas, groceries.
Yeah.
Oh, Bernie. Well, Bernie sold out twice. He's over.
Bernie's a freaking billionaire now. He doesn't give a crap about the White House.
Shouldn't I have a summer home along with my regular home? It's not bad to have 3 homes.
Right.
Oh, man, he got so mad about them talking about his summer home. Everybody deserves a summer home. Hillary is probably Hillary, maybe. I don't know. She can't even stand up straight. All you got to do is throw some bright lights at her and she'll freak out.
The sound of her voice and Kamala's voice, that nasally sound, it's like I want to punch myself in the head whenever they start talking. I just can't. I can't handle it. It's like it really affects me.
Yeah.
I physically can't handle the fact listening to it must be
her laugh,
the wave of the sound waves at that certain pitch right there. Well, it was at South Park. They had the brown note where you played the brown note. Everybody was shitting their pants. It's like the brown note whenever they talk. I just want to shit myself. I can't stand listening to these women talk.
When Kamala laughs, it is the most
Oh,
horrible forced thing ever.
well, when
So they said that Michelle Obama might run.
if Michelle
She
Obama
probably
won, she could win. Not because she's qualified, but because
she's not them.
people will vote for anything tied to Barack Obama. The Democrats will. The Democratic Party will knock themselves down to vote for something that puts Barack Obama somewhere near the White House again. I'm telling you. If Michelle Obama runs, they have a really good chance to win. And I mean that.
Right, right. The millionaires and the billionaires. That's right. Let's see. Gort says, Smash Time, you picked a bad time to do the carnivore diet. So I've been off carnivore for about a month, and I went from 320 to 280, and I'm cruising at 280. So I'm going to jump back on it, but man, it is not a cheap diet now. It's all meat and proteins, man. It is pricey, but I don't think Michelle would win. I think DeSantis would crush her. Then again, they'll pull out the race card.
I mean, 90% of black people in America voted for him, for Barack Obama. Those same people will dust off their voting shoes and make their way back to the voting booth again.
Well, you know what's crazy is my brother lives in Georgia, and it's a mind blowing how Obama couldn't win Georgia for two terms, and then Biden just crushed it.
I know.
Isn't that crazy?
Yep.
Obama couldn't win Jordan, but Biden crushed it there.
Yeah, that's fishy.
Yeah, he's just one of the most popular presidents we've ever had.
Right.
The most popular. Oh, Gear Know How. Love that guy. See, Paul, you would have met Gear Know How if he had been at a SHOT Show in Las Vegas, but he decided he didn't want to go. I don't know. But it was just wild. But what's next on your channel? How's your book selling? I'm still waiting for my signed copy, by the way.
Did you send me your address?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I'll get yours out. The book is selling great. Actually, I am waiting on Friday. My shipment of paperbacks comes in, and next week my new shipment of hardcover comes in, because I went to the GOP convention in Lafayette this past weekend, and between the NRA convention, where it wiped out the majority of my books, and then this convention this past weekend, I'm out. I have like a dozen riding around in my vehicle, but I'm completely out. I have, for a self-published book, I've done really well with my book.
Nice, really well. Nice. Can you order that through Amazon?
You can. Yeah, it's on Amazon. It's on Kindle. We still fulfill the orders, so it still comes from us. So if I don't have any, if you go to howtomakamonster.com, that's really the best place to go, because it's coming from the same fulfillment center, which is us, but you save $1 or $2 ordering it through my website, because Amazon gets their cut. So it's a little bit, I think it's $1 or $2 more on Amazon.
Right. Man, I can't wait, because we talked about it, and there's so much common sense in that book.
Yeah.
I mean, it's awesome. I can't wait. Can't wait to finally get my copy. I was going to catch up with you at the NRA show, but I got hit by a drunk driver that night.
So great.
I didn't go on Sunday.
Oh, man. Okay.
So I was like, well, I guess Jesus said not go on Sunday. Right. I'll just stay home. But have you guys watched 2,000 Mules? Actually, no, I have not watched 2,000 Mules.
I haven't either. They had a screening of it at the convention this past weekend, and I was working a booth for my book and for GOA, and I just couldn't break away for it. But they did a screening at in Lafayette at the Cajun Dome.
Oh, how was that convention? How did those guys feel about this bipartisan gun legislation?
Oh, they hate it. Kennedy was there, our Senator Kennedy. Louisiana loves him, but Cassidy was actually uninvited. They asked Cassidy not to come. He wasn't welcome there.
They should have had him go so he could feel the wrath, just like John Cornyn did.
He would have never shown up. Hey, John Cornyn gave him enough of an indicator of what things were going to be like if he showed up. He would have never.
That was embarrassing for John.
Yes, it was.
When I saw him speak, he got a standing ovation for like 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That was bad.
Yeah,
In case you guys don't know, John Cornyn came and did a like a town hall speech, and it was bad. He got booed out of the building. It was really, really bad. Got to remove those Dominion machines. I know.
Mike, I'm going to need to bust out of here in a few minutes. I got to bathe my son. For
All
those
right.
that don't know, I have a special needs son, so I still have to bathe and put my son to bed.
Man, that's no easy task. I have a cousin who has severe autism, and man, it's having a special needs person in the family is really tough, and it's awesome that you take care of your son, because what I couldn't believe is when I first moved to Texas, how surprised people were that I showed up to take care of my daughter. They're like, "Oh, you moved out here?" There's so many deadbeat dads out here, I guess.
That's right. Yeah.
People were stunned.
Hmm.
But again, I'm going to put a link to your channel in the description. If you guys are not a subscriber, please subscribe to his channel. I'm sure Paul would greatly appreciate it. Paul, thank you so much for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
For you guys that don't know, I flaked on him last week, and I almost committed Harry Carey. I was so upset with myself. I was like, son of a gun. I'm gonna get kicked out of the cool guy club now. My life is over.
I'm not in the cool guy club. So
come on, man. But hey, thank you so much. Everyone in the chat, thank you so much for coming in.
Yeah,
we
man.
greatly appreciate it. You got the last word, sir.
No, I enjoyed it, man. I appreciate it. I know a lot of your viewers. We probably have some of the same viewers, and I always enjoy chatting with you. And I'll do my part to try to boost your channel up a little bit more too. I mean, you definitely deserve more subs than what you have.
Oh, man, thank you. I'm flattered. Thank you so much. Till next time, guys.